You're 13 years old. The doctor uses the word incurable twice. You walk out of the office, and your mom asks if you want ice cream. You say yes. You don't tell her it will make you sick for 3 days. 11 days later, you upload your first YouTube video. It gets 6 views. 4 of them are you, refreshing the page from different browsers. In 12 years, the boy on your laptop screen tonight will be on a billboard in Times Square. You will not recognize him. Level 1. Bedroom Uploader. The webcam is a Logitech C310 you borrowed from your little brother without asking. The microphone picks up the rattle of the ceiling fan in the room above yours. Your screen name is Mr. Beast 6000. You picked the number because the username was already taken. You upload the video at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. You refresh at 11:48. You refresh at 11:49. By the time you try to sleep, you have refreshed 61 times. You will not stop refreshing for the next 12 years. Monday, you go back to school. Your friends ask why you weren't at baseball tryouts. You tell them. They say sorry. They say that sucks. They go to practice. You go home. You sit on the floor of your bedroom because the bed makes your stomach worse. You open OBS. You hit record. 4 years pass. Level 2. YPP. Eligible. You are 17 years old. The email lands at 3:42 a.m. The subject line is, "Your YouTube channel has been approved for monetization." You read it 8 times. You don't tell anyone for 2 days because you are afraid the email is wrong and they will take it back. 1,004 subscribers. 4,006 watch hours. You scrape past both thresholds by uploading a 4-hour tree-sitting video at 4 a.m. You filmed it in your neighbor's backyard. The AdSense PIN code arrives 8 weeks later in a white envelope from Mountain View. You smell the printer ink before you read the number. You scratch off the silver coating with your thumbnail. You type the 4 digits into the box. The page reloads. You are officially employed by Google. Google does not know your name. Google could remove you any Tuesday for any reason. There is no number you could call. You tape the AdSense dashboard to the wall above your desk. Your mom sees it. She asks if this is a real job now. You say yes. She asks if you are going to community college in the fall. You say yes. You drop out 6 weeks into the semester. She doesn't speak to you for 43 days. You eat the same Pop-Tart for breakfast for 14 straight months. Strawberry. Frosted. You stop tasting them in November. The first month after monetization, you make $47.32. You start refreshing YouTube Studio every 19 minutes. You set a timer. You do this 14 hours a day. Your mom thinks you are doing schoolwork. You learn the word algorithm. You learn that nobody knows what it actually means. You learn that this is the point. You learn that thumbnails with a human face beat thumbnails without a face by 11% on average. You write that number on a yellow sticky note above your monitor. The dream stops being a dream. It starts being a habit. Level 3. Niche Founder. You are 18 years old. A coffee shop in Greenville. Tuesday afternoon. You are writing a script on a yellow legal pad. The script is for a video where you will count from 1 to 100,000 on camera. You have estimated 36 hours. It will take 40. You start Thursday morning at 8:14 a.m. By hour 11, you are crying. By hour 23, you cannot remember what number comes after 57,000. At hour 31, you pass out in your chair for somewhere between 2 and 7 minutes. The camera keeps rolling. You keep counting. At hour 40, you cross the finish line. You upload the video and go to bed for 14 hours. When you wake up, it has 1.2 million views. You refresh the page every 3 minutes for the next 8 days. In 90 days, you go from 30,000 subscribers to 1 million. On a Wednesday afternoon, you walk into a Food Lion to buy almond milk. A girl about 12 turns the corner of the cereal aisle. She freezes. She points. Her mom turns around. The mom doesn't know who you are. The girl does. She is shaking. She asks for a picture. Her mom takes it. You do not know the girl's name. The girl knows yours. You drive home. You sit in the driveway a long time before you go inside. There is an old man who collects shopping carts in the parking lot. He waves at you. He doesn't know your name. He doesn't care. He waves at everyone. That same week, in the same coffee shop, a woman about your age sits down at the table next to you. She is reading a book. She looks up and asks if you are okay. She asks because you look like you haven't slept in 3 days, which is true. You say, yeah. She nods. She goes back to her book. Her name is Leah. She does not know what YouTube is. She has watched maybe 4 videos in her life, and none are yours. She moved to North Carolina from outside Cape Town for a nursing program. She has never used the word algorithm in a sentence. She goes to bed at 9:14 p.m. hard. Phone off, room dark, door closed. She does not stay up for anyone, including you. Over the next 10 years, you will learn this is a feature, not a bug. You are not sure if any of it bothers you or saves you. You wanted them to know your name. You didn't think about what comes after they do. Level 4. Viral breakout. You are 19 years old. There is a cardboard box on your kitchen table. The UPS driver hands it over the threshold. He asks if you do music. You say no. He laughs once, not quite friendly, and leaves. You put the box on the table. You stare at it for 40 minutes before you open it. You open it. The plaque is silver. It is the weight of a small dictionary. The YouTube logo is engraved in the center, and underneath, in capital letters, MRBeast, 6000, 100,000 subscribers. You have already passed 200,000 by the time it arrives. The metal is cold against your palms. You can see your face reflected in it, distorted like a fisheye lens. You don't recognize yourself. You unbox it on livestream. 11,000 people watch. The chat moves so fast you cannot read it. Leah is in the other room, asleep on the sofa by minute 18. You can see her on the security camera in the corner of your monitor. You leave the feed open the whole stream, watching her sleep with one eye while you talk to 11,000 strangers with the other. The next week, your first real sponsor email arrives. A mobile game company offers $8,000 for a 60-second integration. $8,000 is more than your mom made in 2 months at her last job. You write back, yes. You shoot the integration in 20 minutes. Leah comes home from her shift. She asks how the day went. You say fine. You do not mention the $8,000. That month, Tyler texts you. Tyler was your best friend in 8th grade. He stopped talking to you in 10th grade, around the time you got sick. You have not heard from him in 4 years and 2 months. The text is 800 words. It is a pitch deck. It uses the phrase "we could 50 over 50 split twice." You read to the end. You don't reply. You don't delete it. In 6 weeks, 3 more ghosts text. A cousin you last saw at a funeral. A girl from your sophomore homeroom. A teacher who once gave you detention. They all want something. They all open the same way. Hey, stranger. Long time. You start a spreadsheet. Names. A column for what they want. A column for whether they would still be talking to you if your channel had 1,000 subscribers instead of 1,000,000. You stop at 11 entries. You delete it. You start a new one a week later. You don't delete that one. Level 5. Hire team. You are 21 years old. You rent a warehouse on the edge of Greenville. You hire 4 of your friends. The first video has a production budget of $40,000 and is called Last to Leave the Circle Wins $20,000. It does 92 million views in 30 days. The video after that one does not work. You spend $80,000 on it. 6 weeks of work. You upload Sunday night at 9 p.m. By midnight, you know something is wrong. The retention curve drops at the 8-second mark, the place where the title pays off. You learned this 2 years ago from a sticky note. The note is still on the wall. The graph keeps falling. 46% at 30 seconds. 12% by minute 4. You sit in the bathroom at 3:41 a.m. The floor is cold. The cold helps. The Crohn's is doing the thing. There is blood in the bowl. You haven't told Leah this has been happening for a week. You are refreshing YouTube Studio with your left hand. Every 6 seconds, the retention number does not move. You refresh anyway. Leah knocks on the door. She says, "Are you okay?" You say, "Yeah." Both will be true in the morning. Only one will be on your channel. The next day at the warehouse, your editor pulls up the dashboard on the big monitor. He has not slept either. He says, "What do you want to do?" You stare at the screen. You do not answer. He waits. You pick up the laptop on the desk. You hold it for a second. Then you throw it. It hits the concrete wall, and the screen folds in on itself with a sound like a small bone breaking. Nobody moves. You walk into the bathroom. You lock the door. You sit on the floor for an hour. When you come out, the laptop has been cleaned up. There is a new one on the desk. Nobody mentions it. Ever. You start eating 6 identical meals a day, prepared by a chef you can now afford. You stop tasting them in month 2. Your breath smells like ketosis. You find out because Leah says something to her sister on the phone, in the kitchen, in the dark. She does not know you are still awake. You stop being a person. You start being a brand. Nobody warns you that those are different things. Interlude. The Grind. A motel outside Albuquerque. Yours has no air conditioning. You sit on the edge of the bed and A/B test 6 variants of your own face on YouTube Studio for 40 minutes. In one variant you are smiling. In one you are not. The one where you are not is winning by 11%. You change the thumbnail. You don't unpack. A Thanksgiving in Greenville. 16 relatives at the table. You haven't seen most in 10 years. They all ask the same question. It is not how are you? It is how many subscribers do you have now? Your cousin's husband, who you have met exactly once, asks if you would invest in his vape startup. He wears a Patagonia vest. A sponsor email from a crypto company offering $250,000 for one mid-roll. You do not reply for 9 days. By the time you do, the offer is gone. Level 6. Scaled operation. You are 23 years old. You sign a deal with Amazon Prime. The number on the contract is more than the entire town you grew up in earned last year. You don't tell anyone. Not your team. Not your mom. Not Leah. A week later, you are in the back of a taxi in New York City going north on 7th Avenue. The driver is on the phone in a language you don't recognize. You look up. Your face is on a billboard. 4 stories tall. Moving a video loop. You and another creator pointing off screen and laughing. You are laughing in that loop too. You do not remember laughing. You do not remember the day they shot it. The driver hits a red light. You sit at the corner of 44th and 7th and watch yourself laugh 4 times. The driver does not glance up. You tip him $40. You come home. Leah is in the kitchen making pasta. She does not ask about the trip. She asks if you ate today. You say yes. You did not. You sit at the kitchen counter and eat the pasta, and it is the first thing you have tasted in 11 days. Your mom calls. She heard about the Amazon deal from a neighbor who saw it on Twitter. She tells you congratulations. There is a tone in her voice you have not heard before. It is the tone she used to use with her boss at the insurance agency. The tone you use with someone you need something from. You say thanks, Mom. You say miss you. You have not called her in 4 months. You hang up. You wait 6 weeks before you call back. When you do, you don't apologize. You ask if she needs anything. She says no. You both pretend that was the question being asked. You have made it. You are about to learn what made it actually means. Level 7. Empire Tier. You are 26 years old, 200 million subscribers, a chocolate brand, a burger chain, 100 wells in Africa. Houses bought for families in 5 different countries. 6 weeks ago, you released a video shot inside ancient ruins in a country that is not yours. A government issued a statement. It used the word investigation. Within 48 hours, 3 sponsors paused contracts. A trust score you didn't know existed dropped 12 points. For 3 weeks, you do not sleep more than 4 hours a night. You stare at the ceiling of a hotel room in Los Angeles. You have a number in your head. It is the number of days you think you have left in your career. 41. You refresh Studio at 3 a.m. You refresh at 3:03. You refresh at 3:07. On day 12, you pitch a different video. It is about water, building 100 wells, on camera, in a single trip, with the next 48 hours of channel revenue going to the project. You shoot it in 11 days. You sleep on a foam pad in the dust beside a half-dug well in a village whose name you cannot pronounce. You upload Friday at 9 a.m. Friday afternoon, 40 million views. Saturday, trust score up 20 points. Sunday night, the paused sponsors have unpaused. 3 months later, you are standing in the wing of a stage at VidCon. The lights are on the other side of a black curtain 3 feet in front of you. The host is reading your name and the fact that you are the most subscribed individual channel in the history of the platform. You can feel 12,000 people through the floor of the venue. The bass of their voices is in the soles of your shoes. Your tour manager hands you a wireless microphone. You drop it. He hands you another. The curtain opens. The lights hit your face, and you cannot see for a full second. Then you see the front 3 rows. They are all standing. They are all crying. They are all filming the crying on their phones. The sound that hits you is something you cannot describe in any honest way. 12,000 people in one room, screaming a name that is not exactly your name. You step to the microphone. You say the first word of your speech. The room screams louder. You cannot hear yourself say the second word. For 1 second, you understand why people would do this their whole lives. Then the second ends. You walk off the stage. Someone hands you a bottle of water. You take a flight to a hospital in Cleveland the next morning for a Remicade infusion, which is a 4-hour IV drip that nukes your immune system because your immune system has spent 12 years trying to eat your own intestines. Leah is in the chair next to you. She is knitting a scarf. The scarf has been the same length for 2 months. She is not trying to finish it. She is doing it so you have something to look at that is not your own arm. She does not film. She does not check her phone. The fluorescent light is the color of a thing that has never seen the outside. The IV stand clicks every 11 seconds. Last month, Leah told you she wanted to spend 6 months in Cape Town. Her father is sick. She has not been home in 3 years. You said okay. You meant it. She has not gone yet. You are not sure if she is waiting until you are well, or until she stops being sure you ever will be. You have COVID for the 6th time this year. You had shingles 2 months ago. You are 26, and your body is the body of a man 20 years older. You are also worth more than $900 million. You would do all of it again. Knowing what you know now, that is the worst part. You realize the loneliest place on earth has 300 million people in it. You have everything. You are starting to suspect that's the problem. Final level. The one who stayed. You are 28 years old. A Tuesday morning in Greenville. You are at the kitchen counter of the house you bought 2 years ago, on a street where the neighbors don't know your name because the privacy company you hired made sure of it. Leah is making coffee. A direct message lands at 8:14 a.m. A 14-year-old boy in a small town in Ohio. He has uploaded 4 videos. He has 9 subscribers. He is asking you for a shout-out. He says his mom doesn't believe him. This can be a real career. He says he is going to do it anyway. He says you are the reason he started. You read the message 3 times. The boy is you. You are now the man behind the desk. In 12 years, there will be a kid pushing open a door somewhere, and the boy on his screen will be the boy in Ohio tonight. And the cycle keeps going whether you participate or not. You reply. You give him the shout-out. Leah brings the coffee over. She sits across from you. She does not ask what the message was. She has been the only one who doesn't for 10 years. She has not watched a full video of yours since 2018. She is also the only person who, on the day the government statement came out, sat on the bathroom floor with you and said nothing for an hour and then said, "You're going to be okay," in a voice that meant she actually knew it. Last night, before bed, she asked you what your first name was. She has known it for 10 years. She has used it 10,000 times. She knew the answer before she asked. You were lying in the dark and you turned your head and you said, "Jimmy." She said, "I know. I was just checking you remembered." You did not sleep for a long time after that. The boy in Ohio will start the same journey you did. He has no idea what he is signing up for. He will learn algorithm and retention and CPM. He will refresh Studio every 19 minutes. He will lose friends. He will gain followers who don't know him. He will get sick. He will get famous. He will get tired. He will, 20 years from now, sit at a kitchen counter while his own version of Leah hands him coffee, and he will look down at a message from another 14-year-old, and he will understand that none of them get out clean. The cycle continues for everyone else.